Now, beyond that, there are some additional accessories. You can get a steel floor that drops in and actually fills in this area so that in the summer, you put your car down and you wanted to use the lift for storage, you could do that. Or maybe you're using the lift to store other items, not a vehicle. And what you can do is put in that steel floor. Now I've done something different. I'm going to show you here. I've actually built two platforms. Just using 2x4s and some plywood, I've actually built an insert that meets my needs, and then I've built a shorter one. So this is what they look like when they're inserted. And that gives me the flexibility that when I want to work on the car, I can work on the car. In the summer, if I want to put some winter equipment up there, then I have it all filled in. And I felt that the plywood and the 2x4s were a little bit lighter weight than the steel floors. Also, I'm going to tell you, I decided to do this because when I decided I was going to use it for different storage purposes other than the car off season, I didn't feel like running it into the city because they're really expensive to ship. Running into the city to buy them to come all the way. It was just quicker to take some 2x4s and plywood that I had, and I'll show you the back side, right? So that it's nice and strong, and just make that up, and I can adjust it. The other reason I like this wood is, some cars as they're older, especially classic cars, drip a little bit. Now, you do get drip trays. You're going to see drip trays here. You do get drip trays, and they are really good. But there is one setback to these drip trays that I think you should know about if you're planning to use them. So they just lift out, but you will notice, I'm going to put this down here, you'll notice this little lip. The drip trays just basically each lip sits on the other, and this is the drip area. So it gives really good coverage, but if any oil drips here or down, there is a potential it could drip in between the seam and then drip on the vehicle you have sitting below it. And especially if it's something like transmission oil or even the engine oil, and you have another vehicle sitting underneath, if you don't notice that drip, you could be damaging the paint of your other vehicle. So I like the wooden inserts because I can put that up there, and then I can put a larger drip tray. I can use things like the drip fabrics that soak up the oil and have a rubberized backing, and that's what you're seeing right here. This is one of those drip fabrics that has a rubberized backing, and I think, and I could be wrong, it's personal preference. We'll put that back up there just so you can see how it drops in, and I'm just doing that one-handed. I like the idea of the fabric and the full platform because if it does drip a little bit, and it could even just be from road grime, etc., I'm not risking that I'm ruining a vehicle underneath. You'll notice, as I mentioned, the extra height of the 8 Pro. It just gives you that extra clearance. It's really tall. And then from a depth difference, you'll see here is our 8S, and these hoists are actually up front, are literally in line to each other. So you can see we're about 18 inches extra from an 8S to an 8 Pro. So we just get that extra little bit of depth in there. Now the 9 adds, I believe, another 12 inches on top of the 8 Pro. Don't mind a little bit of my mess. It's a bit of a nice day, and I started moving a few things around and thought, great opportunity to actually do a video on these lifts. And again, the 8 Pro, I purchased it because it is a certified lift. It's a little hard to see with the sunlight, but it's a certified lift. Here's the specs showing it's an 8,000 pound capacity for both, and I can tell you they work really great. My 8 Pro is approximately 6 years old, still looks brand new. Little bit of rust from running the cars on and off the lift because you just naturally get some wear on the paint. You'll see some wear underneath where it rubs up on concrete. So there's a little bit there, but it's actually pretty good considering that this lift is ballpark about 10, maybe even going 12 years on. You do get steel ramps. You can option in aluminum ramps. I like the sturdiness of the steel, is really great. Anyways, if you're in that marketplace, and I'll show you with both cars sitting up there, if you're in the marketplace for a lift, for storing your car collection, doing some work, you know, your own winter tires, if you like to do your own oil changes, they are very handy. They are not inexpensive for a quality lift, so be careful of some of the Chinese manufactured stuff that isn't certified, that's a little bit cheaper. You might save yourself a few $100 or so, but in my opinion, not really worth it. Direct lift has been great. You can even hire them to come and fully install the lift. One other note is, almost forgot this, one other note is that you do not actually have to bolt them to the floor. Neither of my lifts are bolted to the floor. They're very sturdy as a 4-point lift. And the reason I don't bolt them to the floor is that you do get, let me take you up front here, because I have them stored away, you do actually get a special set of dollies here that hook onto each post. You lower your platform and it cantilevers the entire lift a couple of inches off the ground. And with my floor is really dirty with the Canadian winter, but with a clean floor here, you can actually slide. If I decided I didn't want this in, right now this lift is sitting in my 3rd garage and the other lift is sitting in the 4th. If I wanted to move it, I can cantilever it and actually swing it over to one of my other garage spots. And this is great because if you change your mind where you want it and you want to use a different garage position for some reason, maybe you've decided you want to coat your floors, well, you could have them come up, coat half of the garage, put the wheel dollies on, cantilever it, and then push both over to the finished area, finish the other part of your garage. So that's a very handy feature as well with the lifts. So I hope this video has been helpful if you're in the market for a 4-point lift. There is one thing I guess I should also mention. If you get these lifts, you'll want to make sure that you have enough clearance in your garage, height-wise, which we definitely do. But think about your garage doors. Most doors are a traditional setup. When I constructed this home, I made sure that we coordinated with the builder to put a high lift door system. So you're going to notice my door goes, and I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit more for you. You'll notice my door actually goes right up to the ceiling. So you'll see the height clearance is not very much. It's literally right at the ceiling height itself. And that also means that if you have electric garage door openers, you're going to want to go, whoops, sorry, a little too much zoom. You'll want to go to a wall-mounted garage door opener because you do not want it sitting. I'll swing over. You know, with this car in this height, a traditional garage door opener would literally be sitting on the roof of the car. So this way it gives us that extra clearance. So sorry about that little jump over. That's why I thought I better cover that if you're new to this. Anyways, This has just been a little more of an informal video to bring you the 4-post lift systems. If you're thinking that you may need one for your garage, I can speak from experience. Absolutely love mine. Can't do without them. They really open up the amount of space, and it has given me, 2 garages I'm lucky enough to have 4, but it's allowed me now to park 4 vehicles in a 2 garage space and still have additional space itself. Anyways, thanks for viewing the video. If you like it, please like the video. Please subscribe. We'll try to bring you some of these different videos, some car reviews from time to time, and let me know any comments below. Thanks. Take care.